This talk is intended for educational purposes only. It reflects our opinions and is based on our best judgment, but no warranty is given or implied as to their accuracy. Past performance does not guarantee future performance, and no investment or trading advice whatsoever is implied by our commentary, coverage, or charts. Now, looking at SPY, we still got some people joining. Looking at SPY, per usual, if you joined us in the last session, or if you watched the recording, you can see this yellow highlighted bar here is April 6th, where we had the last meeting. I'd mentioned that, we would likely continue higher, and the target to watch for is going to be this 414 area. And that's the fib extension from the whole coronavirus sell-off. You can see that level there, 413.8 to be exact, but kind of round up, just call it 414. And exactly what happened, we pushed into that level, kind of had a bit of a blow off top there. Now we're pulling back into the channel, the channel that we have kind of been respecting since the election. And so, of course, the question is always, what is next? And so something to kind of think about here as far as SPY is concerned, a couple levels that I'm watching. Very near term, looking at the 15-minute here, I want to see this kind of structure around 410. You can see we tested that today. A few days ago, there is going to be kind of some near-term support in the 410 area. Definitely I'm going to want to see that hold. If it fails, we're going to be looking at testing this kind of range that we were in the last session, the 406 area. So 410, 406 on the downside. 414 remains a good reference point on the upside. And then if weakness does continue, you're going to want to keep an eye on the 21 MA, which is going to be your 403. Hopefully, we don't see continued weakness beyond that, and overshoot puts us into 400, and then the 50 MA, just, looking at big targets here if weakness does continue. My ideal scenario, again, like I mentioned 2 weeks ago, is, continuing to keep a tight range here, chopping around, and slowly drifting higher. Now, with that being said, I do hope, the recent selling is not coming as too much of a surprise to you guys. I did get some messages. It was discussed in the last session. And then if you have been following along with the market data here in the think tank, go to topics, April market data, pretty much all the data is saying, similar things. So it's kind of euphoric out there. Things need to cool off. We're extended. We had this was pretty interesting. Percentage of stocks above the 200-day moving average hit highest ever. So it's kind of alarming. And of course it is bullish, but things need to definitely cool off. And so keep an eye on this. You may find something interesting. Here's another point as we get into earnings season. Should you chase calls ahead of earnings? Most definitely not. I know we got some new members in here. Guys, please don't gamble through earnings. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. And the data here definitely shows that it does not pay. So it's not how we trade. We're looking for technical setups based on price action. If there are any questions on that, feel free to send me a message. On that same note, I know we do have a couple of newer members. If you have questions related to Mario's setup when he takes it away here in just a minute, send me a DM. This is not really about how to set up your charts or anything like that. This is focused on stock research. That's how we like to keep the conversation for this 90 minutes. So if you do have questions about what he's doing, he has gone over that in a prior video. I'll be happy to share that with you guys. So if there aren't any questions, doesn't look like it. Mario, I'll go ahead and pass it off to you.
Okay.
And you got host?
I do. And please take it back.
Yes, sir.
Screen sharing and you see, I'm trying to get the annotate tool. Oh my god! Oh, Alt H. You should have told me that. It's easier. Okay, guys.
So welcome. Let's start with some basic TA, I'll say, weekly. So I prepare some slides just so like I use different chart sets in order to pretty much try to evaluate what is it that I try to see. Um, I mean, I encourage you guys to just see or check those that really talk to you. That's all I'm trying to do all the time. Like, where is it that what's the chart that is actually talking to me? So this is a weekly chart of the cues stated right here. So what we have is like basically a massive run that we all know we were about. We have the pullback, we have the extension that Kyle talked about. So Nasdaq hasn't hit it right yet. So we have the 127.2 extension at 349, and that was pretty much the target that we're looking for as of now. First target was, of course, reached right here at 340, which was the prior high. So this is a pivot high that we have right here. So basically, we did nothing unusual. Pull back to the MA, consolidate, buy setup right here, new highs, not significant just yet, and here we are, right? So those of you that are trading with us live in the room know that we talk about this today, that I said specifically that I'm going to be watching the weekly chart for the Qs, because this is going to likely give us the map that we should be following for the next couple of weeks, I'll say, right? So what's going to happen right there? Some of you already have some thoughts right there, because if you see it from here, that could look like a range, right? So we can come back or we continue with momentum. So let's go into slide number 2, which is the same one, right? The same chart we have right here, but this one has some annotations, right? I'm always looking for clues. The market is always looking, giving us clues, right? You know, guys, that we use the Wyckoff methodology, basically. So we're always looking for what is it that is going on, the big players in the market, what is it that they're doing. So I'm always looking for these big prints, right? This number 1 is the first print. So as you can see here, we were like up very big on that week. The second week we got up and then we sold off. Now the key element that I want to show to you guys is like we never broke this level right here, and that's very interesting, right? When you have like 2 weeks together and you don't even break the lows, right? So we never trigger the actual short unless you were short from here, right? But from here you never trigger, right? Next week on Monday you discover that you gapping up. Now this is not a true gap, it's just inside the prior buyer's range, but this is a weekly chart, so we just gap up, and now we took over all of the selling, right? So absorb all the selling, now back into all-time highs, go back in here, we have a new high. So this comes to interesting point number 2. So what happened on this interesting point number 2? So we have this green bar right here. We have the break. This is the line that we have here. This is the prior break, right? This is the prior high. We came over, overcame. That's the line. That's the line I'm looking. We tested. We go back now over, and then we broke, right? Not on a closing basis. So unless you were like really looking to go short, if you would have short that one on Friday and Monday you get paid, right? Finally, you got the break. I mean, the true gap, which is under the prior day's range, and now you have the true gap, and then you have the massive sell-off, right? So rest of this, I mean, all of these weeks in here is pretty much what we call the shop, market trying to find support, trying to find what's the next direction. Pretty clear to us now, as we've been talking, that this is all accumulation zone pretty much. And then we have this move right here. So we're back in here. I didn't put a 3 so we can see it, but this is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3. And this is what we're dealing with. It's only Tuesday, so I don't know how this one's going to close. But based on the prior examples that I just gave you, I'm going to be looking at this level right here, right? That's the low of today, pretty much. And then the high of yesterday, which is 342.23. And let's see how we close. Because once we start going red and closing below these levels, I'm going to be leaning more towards very positions, right? Based on a weekly chart that is now controlling my market. So those of you that know the method too, you know that this is a stage 2. So now this is probably us getting into a stage 3. For that to happen, we need to fail to make a significant new high right here and then come back into a sideways move. That would be like the worst scenario for me, guys, because if we get into a stage 3 sideways consolidation into the summer, I don't know what's going to get us out of there. So we're going to be probably like months and months and months of just this sideways pattern, right? So let's come a little bit closer so you can write down your levels. And this is what I'm looking, the 342.50 that I just talked about, and the 334.20, which is the low of the day. So very close look at that. We were close in this one, right? So how do we trade this time? Now we're coming back to what Kyle pointed out with the SPY. This is the last day that we met, right? So it was fairly easy, to be honest, because what we had is we have a range. After that range, we broke, and we have the typical 1, 2, 3 pattern, right? So the 1, 2, 3, we see here, I highlighted. What else do we have right there? For those of you that follow the John Carter indication and his way of trading, this is a TTM squeeze. So basically we have the trigger on a big move that broke out of the range, and then all you have to wait is for the consolidation to get your trade. You don't chase, you just wait. So I think it was the next day, right, on 4/7, the following day after the hangout. That's what I like to call, like we should do this like every day, so we can have like big days every day. So this was amazing because the call is simply you play the 1, 2, 3, which is a bullish setup, and your target is the prior high. So that was it. Probably good for swings too. So we got the gap up, another day, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get into the prior break, right? Which is resistance. That's where we are. So I made it this big because sometimes I tend to forget. I know I'm pretty sure it may happen to you too, right? But I tend to forget the structure, right? I'm always thinking structure. What is it that is going on with the market? So my main point right here is we're trying to break to new all-time highs. I know we make all-time highs, right? But this is not significant, right? I don't call it like, oh, you just make like 50 cents up. It's not a new high. That's good for CNBC, for the news, for writing blogs or whatever it is, for posting on Instagram. It's not real long. I mean, we haven't made real all-time highs, right? So we're right here, and this is the proof. This is the proof, right? We got up. Second day we tested. Third day we tested again. We finally got over that, and now we're testing again. So I'm still looking at this prior high, right, which is like a 338.50 that we will talk about today. So now you can see my levels, right? The 340, 338, 350. Where do we go from there? I think I got one more, right? This is what I just explained to you guys. So this is the trigger. This is a 1, 2, 3 setup. So is this a 3-day setup? Pullback into a 13-day racing moving average, right? The way to know it and the way to play it is over the prior day high. So for tomorrow, I'm going to be looking at the 340, right? And I'm going to be looking at the 334.50. And my main focus, right, going forward, as far as the Qs is I need to see where we close. So too early to call for Wednesday, 340, 345. I mean, 340, 335. Now you see that my level, if we were to continue pulling back, is going to be this 1, 2, 3 setup right here. So that's going to take us to 330, right? The main and real support, we're just going to find it down to 324. And now I'm going to exit this one right here, and I'm going to go to the live charts, right? So this is the Qs, right? And this is where you see the levels, right? This is the 324 that I'm talking about. The 13 that I use on the other chart, you don't get to see it here, but that was a good indication because it is the same level that we have here, the 1, 2, 3. So now we come to 330, 324. So if we really fail the 334, I think it's worth a shot to the short side, to be honest. Back to the 325 probably. Okay, so for the Qs, we got that level pretty tight. 340, 334 for 320 and for 324 and 320. Now, with that out of the picture, now we know what we're going to be doing with the Qs. Right now, you remember that I try to time it like my best trades will go with the market. So if I have the Qs doing a 1, 2, 3, guess what I'm going to be trading? Whatever is setting up similar to the market or whatever it is on its own. But the thing that aren't on its own usually needs a catalyst or needs news or something like that, right? Some good volumes, some big volumes, or something like that. So let's go to Netflix. Let's get this out of the way in case you're wondering what's going on. So this is what's going on. I mean, before the earnings estimate, so we don't gamble on that one. This is the reason why we don't know what's going to happen, although it looked like a pretty solid entry right here, the 500, right in here, 550. We never broke. We were waiting for this like for, I don't know, the whole week. I've been looking for 555, 557 to see if it was going to break. Today in the morning, it made a little break and then it failed with the market. So where are we right now? So we're into the 480, 501. There's a reason why we're there. In case you haven't seen it just yet, check the volume for the whole year, right? We're talking about the whole structure for 2020. This is the prior year. This is what we've been trading this year, right? So this is the whole year. So if you come right here, the average or the point of control was between 487 and 494, right? So I'm gonna call it biggest level 498 to 480. So for Netflix, I'm going to be looking at the 480 by 500 level. And I'm going to call it as a range, right? And I'm thinking right now, that's going to be probably my support. Once we start breaking the 480, right? Should be, I'll probably try to short because there's probably more weakness to the downside, right? But I need to break 480, which is absolutely where we hit pre-market, right? And then once I start going over the 500, 502, 509, I'm going to start looking for reversal trades on that one. So that's the call for Netflix. Let's wait and see how we open tomorrow. But now you have the levels. So that's one out. Okay. So Netflix is going to be in play tomorrow. Absolutely. 480 to 500. And let's do the FANG. So start with Apple, which continues to work on those levels that we've been talking about. Let me share with you guys something. So this is a 119 for the whole year, right? Big level 118. That's where we started the accumulation. That was a level that we didn't want to let it loose. So this is similar to what we're trying to do with the Netflix, right? So this is a 118. That was the accumulation. We come back up. No wonder this is a big volume right here. So that's where we are. So this is going to be pretty simple. Like Apple continues to be in a range between 122, 125, and 135. So let's do that range again, 135 and 125. And what I would really want to trade at this point, I want to trade momentum. And I want to trade it over 135. So we got the earnings coming next week, I think it is, 428. So ideally, we're going to make the move prior to earnings because I don't want something like this to happen. Look at the move in Netflix, right? From here all the way here, sideways, gap down on earnings. Check Apple. From here all of the way right here, you get the point. Okay? So keep an eye on that one. I'll trade it 135, 134. I mean, 135 for 144. Right, that'll be target number one into earnings, but over earnings, we gotta talk before that. Make sure you have a plan if you're thinking of holding this one, right? So that's Apple. It's out of the way. Let's do the other A, which is Amazon, and there you go. Similar pattern. Difference is we don't have the volume right here. So this one is actually testing new highs. Looks a little better, and then when you come and see the longer term charts, you see that I usually go into like this one right here. This is the one that I usually do. But what I'm trying to focus today is big picture, right? Because we're going into earnings. So I want to see how stocks are getting into those earnings reports, right? Sometimes it's pretty clear from the monthly chart. So from here, we know that it's like accumulation, move up, sideways. So we need a break, right? So that's where we are. And the level that I'm going to be looking is the 3190, which is holding pretty nice, 31, 32. So I don't see it like, unless we start breaking 32, 3150, I don't have a problem with Amazon, right? So for Amazon, it's going to be the same trade. I mean, the same type of trading, same type of idea, setup that I'm going to be looking for. I got a range between 3,200 which is a daily point of control. So that's an extra note that you want to make. And then once we go over highs, you know you're out of the break, right? Needless to say, it all depends on your time frame, the time frame that you're operating, right? So if you want to go trade the range because you're a range trader, you know what to do, right? You can just once the the Qs start going down, you short it, and then you cover right here, and you make your 100 points or whatever it is that you're aiming for, right? But if you go into the longer time frames, I really prefer to try and get a good entry and try to see if they run it into earnings. Basically, that's the main point. So we got the AA. Let's do the F in FANG, which is the Facebook right here. Facebook did break to new highs, so this pattern is different. So I want to go into the daily right here. There was some news last week, and then I think there was some news this week also about some new services and everything. So we have the accumulation right here, 3 months of accumulation, 270 that we talk about, and now we broke to new all-time high. So this is the level for accumulation. Now we back. So let's assume we just analyzing this year, right? And the monthly is going to show us that we're still in a stage 3 sideways consolidation right here on top of the range right here. But on a daily, we can think that we still, that we are developing a new uptrend, right? So what I like to see on an uptrend is higher highs and higher lows. So we got here, we got a significant new high. Why? Because we're coming from 280. So that's significant for me, right? 315, that's a good move, and we're holding back. I think I called this one today, intraday, right? Because what we're doing is probably setting up a decent trade, right? We have the move up, we have the pullback into the prior high. So we were holding at some point in time, and this was actually a hammer. So 305 could be a momentum trade tomorrow if there's something going on with Facebook tomorrow. Let me see. Let's go and see the weekly. What the weekly is showing us is exactly the same. We're trying to break. See right here, the 304.64 will be the break over this level, right? So the 304, and what we did is we broke and we pulled back, we tested. Once we go over 305, we can probably look to make a significant new high. That's what I'm looking for. And earnings is going to be 428. So we still got 8 days in case this one decides to move. This could move tomorrow, guys. So Facebook on watch, and Facebook, I'm going to call it as a weekly buy and a daily buy, right, at prior breakout place or breakout point. Breakout point was the 300. You see it here, comes back, pull back. This is why I emphasize so much. You don't chase. You don't need to chase. Not intraday, not on any chart, right? Here it is. That's your pullback. You take it if you like it here at 305. If you don't want to, wait for 316. That's another trade. You can take it too, or you can take 308, 309 and call it a weekly chart, weekly buy. So plenty of entries right there on Facebook. Okay. So that's Facebook, FAAN, and Netflix already did, and G, right? G is in Google. So Google, great chart. I think we talk about this a lot. When was the last time we were here? 4-6, so hasn't moved just yet. 4-6 was here, so was doing like that sort of a 1-2-3. Didn't have that much power, although we still have we were in a squeeze. So I would have expected it to move more, especially coming from where we were coming. Not really a lot of accumulation as far as the longer term chart. So we have this base right here, the 2100, all the way to 250. So that's our main watch for Google. Gonna see how it works versus the 2250. Okay, that's our line in sand pretty much. The 2231. I want to see that level. If we get to 2000, also I need an alert right there. 2000, and some of you guys know that this big trader make a fortune pretty much trading this one out of the 2000 move right into 2200. So that's a 10% move, but if you're big enough, you get paid. So for Google, I'm just gonna play the continuation pattern. So not much to say right here. 2304 for those that like to play momentum onto 24. We're looking for an earnings run too to see how high they're gonna take it with the earnings report. So over 2305 for a Momo play, and then keep an eye on the 2200 level to shoe hold. If it's not the 22, it's the 2250. Okay. 2250 market profile, 2200 by the chart. That's why I look at a lot of charts. So let's start with, last time we started with chips, right? So let's see those chips, because they were in the news for sure.
Do you want to do Microsoft with Fang?
Let's do Microsoft with Fang. Yeah, we did it last time, right? Then we forget about Microsoft. I don't know why we don't like trading. Well, now I see the chart. That's why we don't like trading it. It's just a couple days, right? It's just like a couple days you can trade Microsoft. The rest is like, yeah, so boring. So let's go and see if, something interesting is setting up. Yeah, 2350, 2335. So yeah, I got nothing to say about this one. No call probably, right? Like, here's the point, and this is why we don't keep Microsoft like on the hot list, pretty much, right? Because if you see it going over 261.48, that means it's going to gap up, right? So everybody's going to get in on the gap up scans, right? So all we need to see is if it's gapping up on volume, right? So you got the gap up, you have volume, and then you see if there's like an upgrade or whatever news or whatever, then you play Microsoft that day, right? Rest of the time, yeah, it's just like, unless you can find anything else, right? I'd rather do Apple, to be honest, and I don't like Apple. So for Microsoft, it's using an uptrend, right? Look at this. This is right in the 80 MA. If you go to the weekly chart, setting up like a 1, 2, 3, so we can talk about next week. If we consolidate here for this week, and then next week we go 262, you can go 262 for 270. Okay. So, but we go through the process. So that's the Microsoft, and let's go to Nvidia, which was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. The reason was because we were trading 527s, right? So we're looking at these levels right here, how we were behaving around these levels, right? The 527, we call it dark horse plays one of these days in here. So we catch that one. And then we have the massive breakout right here that I was expecting some of the other stocks to make. So here's the question, guys. Here's the question that based on what we just talked about the market, right? We have the massive break, right? And then we have the follow through with massive volume. And then we have another big green day with massive volume. So volume is drying up, still high. I understand, still high, but you get even coming here, see 98, right? So it was like, yeah, it's coming back to normal. Let's put it that way. So the main question that we got to ask right here is this level going to hold? Like, is this the beginning of a new uptrend? If it is a beginning of a new uptrend, I need to see 625. That's where I have my thing. Like, I'm not sure if somebody was talking about this today, but I say, yeah, I like it 625, 628, right? Reason to do it is because I know if it's going to move, it should make new highs. So I don't care paying $2 or $3 more and getting the continuation and getting the move going before I need to jump. I will trade more aggressively on a day like this because of the pattern. But right in here, I need confirmation. So this is one of the instances when I'm like, yeah, I'll take it at over 625 and I don't even care, right? So Nvidia is a watch over 625. If you want to be aggressive, 623, keep us posted. Once it hits 625, we'll take it. And target one would be 650 right now. The next question I'm going to ask is like, when's we have like 526, so we still got a month, right? The best scenario for me based on this chart, let's say I'm trading weekly chart, so I want to see it like a 1, 2, 3, 4 and then break over 650, right? We have a target of 800. I think that's what we calculated. I don't remember how we did it, but I know we did the calculation and we came out to 800 for a target. But at least we know that if we go 625, we can go 650 and we can hit at least here 2.5 standard deviations, Bollinger Bands that put us around at 686. Okay, I don't want to miss too much time into doing the Fibonacci because I don't know if this is going to be a low. Probably tomorrow we gap down, so it's going to come down to 375. So now my Fib is going to be all destroyed. So I'm just playing it by, Fib like prior high, 648. Anybody can see it, and probably 675. So Nvidia over 623, 625 for prior high, 648 and 675. Target 2. Okay. Now, if we continue going down, then I'm going to start looking at the 675, how it's going to work. However, what the chart is going to be telling me is like, hey, this was so strong. Why are you losing all of the move? So that's not bullish, right? So I'll probably just put it on the, and then we look at that. We look at that probably next time or after earnings or whatever. So I want this one to be on top because it may trigger tomorrow again with Facebook. So that's Nvidia. Let's do the other one that is just so hard to trade, AMD, and this has done nothing. So for AMD, not even commenting here. I don't have anything. If I go to daily, let's see the monthly. Finally, they're beginning to pay up for that thing. Now we have a bad day. Of course, that one's gonna come down. It try to save itself. I think this is one of the best ways to show you guys what I mean by my entries. Sometimes I'm very aggressive, but it all depends on the market conditions and the pattern, right? So you see, it's 83, 82, 38, 83, 85. Right? So we hit it 1, 2. We didn't here. You could have chased it 84, and then you trapped. So you know that day immediately you're wrong. Like it didn't go higher than average volume. Next day they try it, forget it. Now we're testing here. So this is a range, guys. I'm gonna call it a range. So it's gonna be 78 by 84. I wanted over 84 for 91. 84 and then 78, I think it was. So 84 for 86 and 91. You can see how I'm calculating my targets right here. No secrets. And then once we start breaking 78, if you want to short it, you can short it for 74. Okay. So that's range trading in AMD. Pretty clear range. Longer term chart, the monthly, you can see it's still in control. What we have is a stage 3. We have accumulation, stage 2, uptrend, stage 3 right here. And this is basically the best way to show what I don't like the market to get into the summer, right? Like the Qs starting to, like this week, we try to make it a high. This is not a significant new high. So then you failed and then you enter into this sideways pattern and it can take 1, 2, 3, 4, which will put us into August. Not fun to be trading that. Remember, last year was a pandemic, so if you have only been trading for 2 months or 2 years, I'm sorry, probably you don't remember how was the summer, but summer is not fun. So let's go Intel INTC. So this one, horrible trade. 70 hasn't triggered yet, almost did. Don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun. Especially on swings. So this is 68.79, no trigger, and now we're coming down. I don't have anything on Intel, to be honest, guys. This is just like not a pretty chart. Now, we have a short right there. If momentum is with it, to the downside, we can see probably 59.71. Okay, 59.71 is not great. It's not great, to be honest. It's not great. We have this support right here. So we have a lot of things to the left. So, I don't like I'd rather have you shorting here on a failure to make a new high or a break, right? Than shorting here versus support. It's just, like for me, risk reward. So Intel, no call. MU, I think there was some activity. Shane, I think you posted today that there was something going on with MU. So let's see what's going on with MU. The daily chart is showing us that it's pulling back into the 50 MA. Probably 86.34. I don't call this support just yet, so we don't know where that's gonna stop, right? Now when I have the daily point of control, now I have something to work with. So now I have something to work with. So 86, I'm gonna be looking at 86. And what happened intraday? Let me see. 86. Didn't even test it. Wow, that's pretty good. 86.50. So that's a good level to work. Under 86, if you're so inclined to do it, you know what to do. 86.28, go short. If we have a good market, this can probably go and test 91. So 86 to 91, that's 5 points. So could be. I'm going over this one just because I know there was like some action today. Some people looking at it, and yep, look at that. Double bottom on 2 days, right opponent control. So 86 is your trade. I'm already late because he's already up like a point after that. After the move, 87. Yeah, that was a move. Dollar something. So not really wanting to do anything with MU, which is a tough trade. But if you must do it, you can do 89 for 91. Not a great call. Nonsense. So what else, Kyle? Qualcomm.
Yeah, or the streamers from there.
Streamers are done. Netflix is done. Okay, let me see. Qualcomm, we're still working with this 139.89 long. 140 is the better one. 140.74. There's the entry. Better yet, over 147. Nothing, pretty much. Hasn't done anything. Yeah. The weekly sort of trigger, but it hasn't failed. Weekly will fail once we break 122. So this can be just like normal pullback after a move from 124 to 140, 20-point move. We can probably just come back and retest. Okay.
Yep. Earnings in a week on this one.
Okay, noted. So Qualcomm over 140. Earnings next week. Let's do the streamers. You know, Netflix is out with the news. So we got a range 480 to 500. I think that the other streamer is Disney. And wow. Okay, this is interesting. So we have a squeeze right here. Lost point of control. And I think we've been talking about Disney for as a 180, 200. Probably, right? Well, probably 187. So I want to see it over 187. Then let's go to the weekly, see if we're missing anything. So up, pull back, new high, testing, try it, testing again. So sideways, 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 sideways until they decide to move it. I don't know when they open the parks. They already open, right? Probably the cruises. I don't know what's going on with that one. We go into the weekly. We can see that there's in a range, but to be honest, guys, if I want to get involved with Disney, same as with Microsoft, has to be a day when we see it gapping up over 187, 190, some news, some subscription news, some whatever. You take it 190, 203. If we break 203, you know what to do. You hold some. If not, you take it all out at 203. You call it a day. You call it a scalp. That's it. So let's watch for Disney. Let's watch a range between 180 and 200, right? And I really want to get involved over 190 probably, right? I don't want to be buying support because I don't think is a big mover. Like I'll buy support if I think the stock is gonna bounce tomorrow, but it doesn't look like. Might be wrong. Might be some news tomorrow. So let's do the other one that I used to not to like to trade, but I traded last couple of weeks for a couple of days, and it was actually pretty good because we have this type of formation, right? So that's what we want. Well, that was the day before, after our meeting, and then we have the 1-2, so that was the 3, and then another day, right? Out of here, pretty simple. Breakout play, 377 for 388. Didn't move that much, 11 points on a $300. Well, that's a 3%, but you have to get the whole move. So it's not amazing. It's not impressive. Now, this one I'm not liking, right? Because what we have is like we have a big move up, and the reason why I don't like it is because this is a very deep pullback, right? We go and throw the fips from here to here to here. That's like probably 40%. So now this 400 is going to be key in order to go, of course, bullish again. And now this 350 becomes even a possibility that we come and retest the 300. Of course, there's a stop at 325 and 300. So for Roku,
it's actually 340 after hours, Mario.
It's 340 already? Oh, with the news, 336 already. Okay. So what do we say here? We got the 325 because you already triggered, right? The 349 already triggered the short for 326 and 300. Roku. $326 and 300, and let's see if it's something with the has to do with the. Well, they don't have the problem with the streamer. Well, they're a streamer too, their equipment. So that's what I think about Roku, right? When do I get to be bullish again? Well, once the chart becomes bullish, not before. So we can play momentum right here. We're gonna be doing 336 for 326 for 300. That could be a play for tomorrow. So watch for tomorrow, guys. So Momo play tomorrow, Roku. Okay. Are we done with the streamers? Am I missing anybody?
That's it. How about payments?
Payments, let's do, those were hot. Those were hot, dude. Look at the move right here. Try to break. Now back into the range, right? So what do we do from here? Let's see. Look at the daily. Look at the monthly. It's like they accumulate, distribute here, they accumulate here, distribute here. Let's go. Longer time frames. Yes, we're so far from that. 226. Let's see how 226 looks on the shorter term charts. So, and you know these ones are hard. Like SQ, even if you get a good entry, holding into that is tough. So what we have is like, this is sideways. Big picture, this is sideways, right? So in here, we try to break, we didn't. So that's the 283 that we have. Let's see what happens at 231, right? I don't want to tell you I'm going to short because I need to short like on the prior day low, which is 242, and I don't want to short a $200 stock for 1% move for $1.50. Doesn't make any sense. Risk reward. So I'd rather just let it, better read for that day and see how we react to 232, and then I'll make a decision. So for this one, let's just watch 231 point of control, daily point of control, SQ. 231 daily point of control. Of course, we're in a range. So if we start seeing 260, you can trade 260 over 280, right? That's the obvious momentum trade. And let's see PayPal. I thought they were going to move it today with some news, but I think the news is Venmo. So, like they're already selling the Bitcoins on PayPal. So just another app, I think. So not the catalyst that probably we were expecting. See the weekly and 250. It's a level 2. Yeah, we can see it here. Didn't need to go there. So 254 is the 50 MA. That's probably going to be in play. It's pretty close to 250. Versus 254 over 278. Okay, PayPal. So in a sense, it's pretty much the same as SQ. You know, it's a range. I want to be long over 278, and I want to see what happens at 254. Where else is a payment? We're gonna do the Visa and the stuff too.
Sure.
Visa, try to break. This is like range trading to the extreme. Yeah, 228 over 228. Try to get it if you want to hold it. 208. Earnings coming. No call on Visa. MasterCard, same thing. 390. Nothing happens. Far from volume. You can start trading the moving averages, but I don't usually do them, especially not when the difference between trading moving averages, because sometimes I pay so much attention to a moving average, is like, because it's like BWAP, right? Like people ask me like, oh, how do you trade BWAP? Like, how come sometimes you say like it's a pullback to BWAP and then the next day, it's not a pullback to BWAP? And I'm like, well, because if you have a trend and it's the first time that you're coming back down to the 21 daily moving average, I want to pay attention to that. But if you're in a sideways move and you've tested like 10 times, why are you paying attention to that, right? It loses a little bit of irrelevance, right? It's the same as the pullback to VWAP that we talk a lot in the room, right? Like if it's the first pullback to VWAP after a big run up, I want to pay attention. But if it's like the whole morning, the whole afternoon, like right there, VWAP up, down, testing it, it's like you got to call it a different thing. Because now what we're doing is like range trading. And range trading is support resistance. So basically support what you're trying to do. Granted, it's going to be pretty much the same. So that was a little bit of me talking too much about strategies. EVs. EV or social. Oh, let's do EVs now. Let's do EVs. The SPACs, they're done, right? So Tesla. Tesla's interesting, guys. Tesla's interesting because this is my take on Tesla, right? You come in from here, from 900, right? Extreme to the 600. So we have an extreme move last month, right? So now we have this level right here, right? 611, 689. You come back to last month, you study your charts, you see March, right? March, you see that there's like a lot of volume at 669, a lot of volume at 689. Let's call it, remember, this is a $700 stock, so I cannot be calling, 685, 687, it broke. No, 693, give it 1%, 686. So I saw this post from this guy trying to pick a bounce on Tesla, and he does like hundreds of thousands of shares. All he needs to do is it's like buy 4 times the amount you're buying. I put a decent stop, a 1% stop, and you get it, right? But who knows? So here's a chart telling us where support might be: 685, 693, right? So we come in here into our daily chart. This is what we're seeing now, right? So this is how we game plan, right? So you have the massive sell-off, lower high, you try to break, so we know 709 is going to be a level for us, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4 days. I think this is 4, 6. When was it? Here, 4, 6, right? You get it 2 or 3 days after our call. In here, you trade it, you take the break, you golden. We hit target 784 right here, 77, pretty much the same. So you hit the target. So that's the first attempt to break, right? So what's next? You're gonna come down. Here's your day. You test support right there. You buy it. That was it. Target 2 is 730. We hit it today, right? Now, where do we go from here? Now, what we need to see is a confirmation that this is the move that we want to trade. So what I want to see now is 750. Now I needed to show me some strength into 750. Now for 750, I'm going to be looking 774 as the easier target, but the real target should be into the 841s. Okay. So that's the call for Tesla. I'm going to be looking at the 700 to hold, to continue to hold, by the way, because we didn't break. Yesterday we didn't break. We went, what, 697? So it's like 3 points on a $700 stock. That's 0.5%. We didn't break. So 697, and then we go, what is it, 735. You want to be aggressive, you can take it tomorrow, 735. 735, 750. You can scalp it for 777, call it 780. Hold some for 850. That's Tesla. When does the chart change? For me, of course, right? For me, this is what I'm trading, right? Trading my charts. So I got to make my plans based on my charts. So this is what it is, right? So coming from here, up, down, down. So higher low, higher low. This should confirm the move, should continue higher. Is this trading lower now? 714. So we're not doing anything. We're gonna be in here. So this can take, this is when it gets complicated, right? This can take like a lot of days and chopping here, trapping people 740 and then stopping them out at 738 or 737. So right in here continues, but for sure we don't want to miss the break of 780. So for those of you that help me with the alerts, please, 780 absolutely most. Keep me posted on 750 because I want to be probably taking that one too as a scalp intraday. 750, 780, then we hold, and then we hold for 850. I think that's a call for Tesla. I still like the chart. Now we go for who's left after Tesla? NIO. I think NIO is setting up pretty nice. Mish, what do we talk about NIO? Okay. Momentum is coming back like this. There was not a lot of momentum into this second or third test of the 200 MA. I like the 200 MA as a reference point. Now let me go into the weekly. Oh, sorry, is it daily that I use? No, it's the weekly that I use to see the whole year. Yeah, we're too far. We're too far. This one's run. So what I'm willing to do with NIO is look at the monthly chart, right? So this is technically could be a bullish setup once we go over 41, right? So we know that one. 41, 42.25. Once April is done, we can take that one, 42.25. However, if we get an entry before, if it's good risk reward, near a good point, I'll probably take it, right? So for NIO, I don't like to call these ones too much because these are reversal plays, you know, that I limit the amount of reversal plays that I do, but I like it. So the weekly is over 39.40, 39.38. So that one I can do. At least I can take a daily buy, a weekly buy. Over 40.50 NIO. For a Momo trade into 42, what was the trigger? 42, scalp, and then we go into the monthly chart, right? And for that one, we go 45, and then we go. Not too big. That's like a 10% move, best case scenario. But it's getting interesting. It's getting there. I like NIO. XPEF, XPV. I need to see it over 40. This one I need to see it over 40. 40 over 40 over 46. See the other charts. Yeah, over 40 or 46. XPEF. FSR. Where is it? FSR. Yeah, Fisker. Oh, look at the volume today. There was some news today, right?
Just it was some upgrade. Nothing.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the level over 16. We need over 16. Let's let him have fun with the first 20% move. Because if he goes 16, then we can probably hit the 20. Yep. I don't love it the way closed. At least a 1518 should be taken. Not even that. Let me see. Wow. Massive trap. Massive trap on that upgrade. There you go. Lasted for a whole 15 minutes. And then it dropped. So, yeah, I don't want to play with fire here. 1554. I'm going to start watching. Over 16. Over 18. FSR. Over 1550. Over 16. For 18. For the 50 MA, which is 1727. And then 20. 1727. What else?
Oh, it's social media now?
Social media. Twitter. Twitter. This is interesting. So once we go over 72.53, yeah, over 72.53, that's our call. I think it was the same from last meeting, sorry. And then we have 65.95, which you're testing, which is the whole average for the year. So that means that if we break it, 64, we start going under 64, 63, let's see what happens. See what could happen. We got nothing. We got alligator mouth right here, all the way to the 2 Bollinger Band. So that's 55. Actually, this is interesting, guys. What I don't like is I didn't see it before, like on that 1, 2, 3 to the bear side a couple days ago, under 70. So we're already into the move. The break of the 50 MA, the break of 64. Oh, let me try and get. Yeah, the break of 65. Break of 65 could do it. Let's put alert under 65. 65.12. Give me plenty of time to post it. Break of 65. I want to see if there's momentum. Market is taking it on the chin. Could be. Under 65. Momo trade in Twitter. Target 1. 6160. Right? Target 2. 60. Target good. 55.50. Okay. So this is a short. Let me put it red here. So I know we have some, just in case. I mean, the market can do anything from here, from where we are. We might start going down. So Facebook, we already did. For Facebook, do we have a short? No, we didn't, right? We're trying to play that long. Although if you want to play the short in Facebook, you know what to do, right? You just play the range. I'm looking for something that looks like this. The Twitter, probably. Let's see Snap, what they're doing. Snap, look at that. So they try right here, then the 65. They did it. Then they tried 65, nothing. They tried 65, nothing. And first time they brought it to 51. Second one, they went a little bit deeper because of the market at 51. So can they make it back to 51? That's a 10% drop too. We got news. We got the earnings report. And this is under 59.41. So we're already under the main base as far as the market profile for the whole year. So this can catch some momentum. Remember, I'm saying momentum. Oh, no. Sorry, guys. Misread it. There's a lot of volume right here. There's a lot of volume. So that one, I won't do it because I think it's going to go 55 or 53. So for 2 points, not really that compelling to me. I want to watch 65 for Snap if we go over. Okay, the other one spins. We haven't traded pins in a while. Pins. Wow. Rejected that 90. Absolutely 85 rejected. So we have 1, 2, 3 days down into daily point of control. Bigger, higher than average volume on the down move. Monthly chart with a topping tail. We have a massive tail last month from the market coming down. So we see that when the market comes down, this one goes pretty strong too. So 85 to 60, that was 25 points the last time we dropped. So this one could be interesting once we start losing 69. Ideally, we put like a green bar, like tomorrow we consolidate or something, and then we just start making a base that we can trade off. So, but yeah, under 69 for 65, not huge. Is that 4 points? So that's like 3%, 4%. It could be a good scalp. Because what I see is that we might even go to 60. We might get lucky shorting 69 for 60. Gotta write it down. Pins under 69 for 60. Wow. So social media, I'm gonna put a note. Social media, mainly short, except Facebook. What else we have?
You want to do the airliners or cruises, anything like that?
They're so boring. Yeah, I'll do them. Let's do Boeing. I think Boeing was printing volume today. End of the day. My scanner pick it up. Yeah, it did higher than average volume, a little bit. 106 out of a squeeze to the short side. We broke the 50 MA. Yeah. So 220, 234 for 220. See the weekly. 214. We're still in this monthly downtrend. Like you can put a line right here, right? So if we go 227, we can probably test the 200, 213, 200. Wow, I thought it was gonna be to the other side, but I saw the movement. I know I saw it was volume, but I didn't know what side it was. So is it extended? We're coming from 255, so that's 20 points. That's a 10% drop in 3 days. So we will need momentum on this one. So just keep an eye on that one. That could be 234. So under prior low for 210, 215, 232 BA under prior day low for 214. Because I saw the volume, I think there was volume, so that's the reason why I'm bringing it up. Yeah, there was volume right here. Try to save it at the end, but 232. Let's put the alert. Might give us a trade. So Boeing, and then we do AAL. So failed at target, which was 24, which is this base right here. That's target 1. So this is target 24, and now we're dropping, and I want to pick it up at 18. If it goes there, now do you want to short it? Right? Because it's not a long. I want to put alert at 50 MA just to keep in the game, just in case. So it's not a long. Is it a short? I'll probably just keep trading this pattern that I'm showing. So we have this pullback. 2018, that'll be like picking up. I'm not loving it, to be honest. Look like dead money for now, unless some news come out, right? But then we will know, because it will be over 22. So UAL, I think UAL was a little better. It's just we hit all targets. That's the thing with this, right? When you come right here, we hit like target 54, 64. That's the same thing as 66, to be honest. And now we're just
Oh, that was earnings today. Okay, that explained the moves. So 44, I want to see it. So not much to think about this, guys. This is a second day move. You know how to trade this. That's what you will do. Is that your trade? You got it under 48.93 and 48.93 for 45. Okay, that's UAL second day play under 48.93 for 45. Anything else?
China stocks.
Who?
China stocks, Baba, Baidu,
Oh,
JD.
let's see the. Now that Jack is back. Same pattern. Like I'm still looking at this monthly chart, trying to find that bottom, that pivot right here. It looked like it was gonna be here, right? We have the big jump, and then that was probably after Jack Ma gave some interview, I think it was, or they knew where it was. I don't know. I don't remember. 238. So 238, we have volume at 238. We have volume at the 226. We have volume at the 260. We have volume all over. This has to be played as momentum, if you ask me. So I'll say 244, 260, which is, I assume, the same call that we had last time. No, because last time we didn't have it, that one. So 246, 260. I think last time we have it here. 4.6. Yeah, last time was here. So we were playing for daily point of control. And I'll be careful here because this can easily go and test 220. So that's 10 points. That's a 5% move. Now 220. Look at this. 213 is the point of control for the whole 2020. So I'm gonna keep an alert if we start testing 215, 214. That could be interesting just to look at that bounce. Okay, and I'm gonna put my line right there, and that's gonna be a blue line for reference. That's something that I like to do because when you don't keep these longer terms in perspective, you see it like, oh, you see the short right here at 218, 217, and then you short it, right? But I know that there's a lot of buyers that are gonna probably pick it from you for a point or whatever. So that's when it gets really interesting. Like, so that's the Baba play. So for Baba, I want to see 240. I want to see 215, 213 as support. Baidu, on the other hand, 207. So that's way far from where they accumulated. They accumulated 123. So that's way too far. See a difference between this one and Baba? So 177 can serve as support, but that's too far. So it says May 222 at 228.58, 228 to 22.80. So that's probably the trigger right here. Yeah, 222.80. So that's what I'm trying to do right here. So 1, 2, if we do this and then we start the reversal trade off the point of control, I'll probably take it long. Let's go and look at the weekly chart and let's see if there's a pattern right there. Sort of a pattern. I like this move. I like this all this volume. Once it starts going, yeah, absolutely watch. Absolutely a watch. Baidu over 229, 228.80. Start calling it, and we watch it. And remember, guys, it's a weekly chart. So hey, guys, remember, it's a weekly chart that we're looking on Baidu. Okay, so that's it's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's Baidu, and then we have what other Chinese do we like?
JD.
Oh, JD.com. Downtrending, daily downtrend, making a new low today. Monthly, wow, it's no support. But they accumulated, I think 41. This is interesting. $60. We can play momentum here. We can play momentum. When's earnings here? 514. Guys, I like this one. I don't know how it trades, but JD under 74 for 70 target 1 and 60 target 2. Wow, that could be fun. How's the options on that? Decent?
It's been a while since I traded that. Let me take a look.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm looking at the weekly. The weekly has thousands. Next week, thousands too. Interesting. Oh, but to the call side, the put side, it's a little dry. Interesting. Let's keep an eye on that one. JD, probably momentum short. Where would I buy it? At 40, I think. Over 85 on a weekly sort of reversal. What else, guys? China. So China's out. Baba Baidu. What's with the new things that we were looking? The Roblox, the SPRAL. Oh, let's do some retail because I've been hearing a lot about retail. Then we do the all close economy. Let's do retail.
Walmart.
I think those are the retailers. Yes, sir. I totally forgot about Walmart. To be honest, it's never on my mind. I don't know why. Here, 142. That's the weekly. I think better 147. Let me see the daily. Yeah, 147 is the level. 145, 147. Can you take it here? Yeah, you can take it here for 4 points. Absolutely. But here's the thing. That's your resistance right there, 144. So let me see monthly. No, it's not the monthly that I do. I was doing the weekly. Oh, that's what I got, the 144, right? So the monthly already triggered. The monthly entry was a 136. So that was down here. That was a monthly entry right here, the pullback. You were trading a longer term chart. So that's why retail, it's back. So we got 2 months up now. So we're paying 144 for like 20% premium on that one. The play will be momentum over 145. I'm not really looking forward to it. Target, of course, that's the other one. So it's 2 months and it's up all-time highs. So that one is momentum over highs. What else do we know? Macy's. Macy's is a reversal trade. 2018. I think we should. We can do something with this at 18. Let's see the weekly chart. Not loving it, guys. Probably a pop, 18 to 20, but not loving it. JW Nordstrom. Hit target at 40, so that one's out of the question. What's
Costco?
the JC brand? JPS, Gap. Gap, it looks like a buy setup right there. So over 30, over highs, could be a momentum trade. Let me see longer term charts. Interesting. At least they have, at least this is a decent daily chart. I don't think I'm going to trade it. Just going to put it right there. Costco. Good daily. Wow. Totally. We didn't check it last time, right? This is a monthly buy. So yeah, 351, 350 was a long. So around here,
Now we're playing Momo 377. Yeah, look at that. It's up there. So Costco momentum 377, but not loving it. GME. Oh Lord. Let's go to, okay, this is a little bit of retail, and we said we're going to do some close economy, the old things that we used to call the close economy. So let's start with Zoom. What was the call on this one? I think we have like 1 or 2 days that we could trade it. 332. I wanted 343. That was probably it. The 343. So let's just keep an eye on this one at the 50-day moving average, which is 345. Make a side note that is in a squeeze. So Zoom is in a squeeze. 245 is the 50-day moving average. Once we break over 245 on a closing base, we can see 30 points and 60 points. So target one is 375, which is the 200 MA. And then we go for 405. Interesting. It's not falling anymore. So this could be like some sort of accumulation, at least for a technical bounce. So Zoom, looking for a technical bounce. Python, I heard that it was like pretty bad, that video. I haven't seen it. The toddler and all that stuff. But this one gave us a good trade of the 100 a couple weeks ago. Now this is the news. So this is the big volume. They couldn't break it. Today they're holding. We check for volume. Where is it? So we know 113. There's a lot of volume, right? So we don't need to play too aggressive. 115. Once we clear that up, and with a target, so 115. I have my alert over 115, 122. Pretty simple. Python. It's not a big target, but and what did we break? 104, 193. So 104 to 100 on Python. I know it's really hard to trade, so I probably won't be taking that one. Okay. Now we get into 94, 95. I'll have an alert, and then I'll see how close we are to the fibs, to the Bollinger Bands, how volume is reacting. If I can get a long around 90 with a stop, that's probably my better trade. So that's Python. What else do we have for close economy? Doku never went, right? Never went. So for Doku, this is what we have: 207, 225. We're trading the stage 3 on a monthly chart. Now we come here, stage 3 on a weekly chart. This is what it means, like chop, chop, chop. So we go into the daily to see if we can get a good entry. Apparently not. But if you're a good momentum trader, you can probably take 235 for 260, which is pretty decent. So Doku over 235 to 260, that's a range, right? Inside stage 3, weekly and a monthly chart. So that's Doku and Zoom, Python, Doku. I even forget about that. Let's do Lulu. Hassan is posting Lulu. That's with the mirror, right? So that's yoga things. I'm gonna start wearing all the type of clothing. That's what everybody's saying. So 313, that's a key level right there. We need momentum. We need this thing to do something because it hasn't done anything for a month. So we're still in stage 3. So can we say this is 330? Actually, guys, this could be a retail play. This one's lagging. So if we see 330, 340, I like this. I like the monthly. Daily, I don't like it that much. See the
the whole year. No, whole year. I want to see the whole year. Oh, that was the whole year that I was looking at. Okay. You see the monthly was 313. That's point of control. 323, 336, 338. So I think we need alerts. If Lulu starts going over the 200 MA, the 340, how aggressive do we want to be? Price action. I don't follow that much price action on Lulu, so I'm not really like too anticipated on that one. I don't know how it works. I'll probably start playing it like a slow trade for me, 330, 340 for 360, but keep Lulu on check at point of control. 313 Momo.
How about the Nike?
330. That's another one that they always touted as a retail, right? Like it's always Lulu, Nike. Apparently, we all get like excited and buy shoes. So let's see, sneakers. Wow. Okay, here's something that stands up in this chart, right? Like here. So this is earnings. I get it. Big volume. So this is earnings. I get it. Big volume. This is I don't know. Big volume. And this is I don't know today. Big volume. Not as big, but it's decent volume. So apparently, this is what it does, right? It comes here and they just cap up. So I'm looking at geez, look at the monthly was up there, like 3 standard deviations right there. 2 standard deviations, sorry. Coming back from far from the moving averages. The weekly all the way Bollinger Bands one to the other one, but it's still sideways. So we have the 50 MA right here. What are you thinking, Kyle? Like a play long, like retail or shorting?
Kind of thinking shorting.
Right? Yeah, under 124 as a continuation play from today. I'm sorry. We can probably do it. I don't know how he trades, but yeah, let it break 125, 125.23. Because last time we tested 125.40. Look at that. It just bounced and took us all the way to 137. So keep an eye. 125.20. We go. What else we know about Co? What is that, man? Coca-Cola? Yeah. It's been going on forever. Like for 3 months up. And he's up from 48 to 54. Yeah, very slow. Thank you, but no. I think ATVI posted for the first time in 1 year last week. I was looking for it to break. As you can see, my alert right there, 99. It didn't. So I had nothing to do with it till we get to 90. So 90 by 99 in ATVI, you really want to do it. EA Sports in the game. Same play, 145, keep me posted. In here, 91%, no squeeze. ATVI, GME, I have an idea right there, 165 for 200. No trigger. It looked like it triggered on Friday. It was trying to, but I think, well, we heard the news about the CEO resignation or let him go. That was yesterday. So we can assume that whenever they announce a new one, it's going to be a big thing. So that's going to be the day that probably they're going to move it. So meanwhile, we got nothing on that one. What else, guys? Are we missing anything? I know that all the themes. Let me see all the themes we did security issues, right? So let's check. What was it? CrowdStrike.
Yeah, FireEye.
CrowdStrike. We got the divergence right there in momentum. So what we have here is 223 weekly, tough chart, but 223 is momentum. 223 in crowd. CRWD over 223. FireEye. I really want it over 22, and I think this is the same trade that we've been talking about. These like massive squeeze. I don't know what's going on. So FireEye, we just needed to start moving, even if we don't catch the whole thing. FireEye was the other one. Okta. We don't trade that, right? Yeah. Cannabis, guys. There's some news on cannabis. So CGC. See what's going on with cannabis. So CGC, we got this level right here, 32, and we broke it like 2-3 days ago. That was last week, actually, 32. We broke 32, so we got nothing until 19. We got the same daily chart might be supporting this one. That's a 200 MA. Momentum can take it from 23 to 19. However, you see momentum is kind of slowing, so we need volume. Today was high volume day at 159%, normal volume. You just check the monthly. 22, weekly 21, 22, daily break of 25. Yeah, has probably a 10% move to the downside. 10% move to the downside. Once we start going over, then we change the bias, right? So CGC under 25 for 10%. ACB, but that's a penny stock, right? No, not yet. 765. It's gotta go under 5. So under 7. Keep an eye. What's the other one? Kronos? How's Kronos? Oh, we finished at 7, guys. I thought I still have like half an hour. Okay. So let's leave it there. So we got the crowd, we got the FireEye, we got the CGC. Roblox is the last one, the IPO. We wanted to do the 71. Well, we wanted to do this. That's what we were trying to do. It looks like it's failing. So no anticipation right there. Now I need a setup, guys. I need a setup. On Roblox, yep, not even. Got nothing. 72, that's where the big volume was. Gee, I assume was the IPO. No, 69, but 72 is the level. So if we go over 72, you can play some momentum if you really want to play this one. So 72 for Roblox. Watch that level. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Mario.
Rest well and keep your laser focus during these days because it's going to be hard for sure. Okay. Have a good one.
All right. We'll see y'all in the morning.
Okay. See you tomorrow.